This is my friend's horse, my friend's box, Solno. Right up to a year back, he had he had quite a few horses, 10, 12 horses. He had all over India,
Okay.
but mainly in Calcutta.
Right.
Mainly in Calcutta. But he's not in Calcutta. He's an American citizen,
Right.
but left
All these
Calcutta when he
mountains.
was about 15 years of age. Now see, we watch a race from here. This is my box. This was used to belong to a Jewish gentleman. I'm talking in the 50s and 60s. His name was Joseph. Joe Joseph. But he used to go under a pseudonym in racing called M.J.K. Shea. You see the chairs are here?
Right.
You have 6 in the chair. Right? You can watch the race from here. The TV is there and there. Right? So you can watch the start of the race. And this belonged to, always been, Joe Joseph. After Joe Joseph went away to London, he's now passed away, very aged in London. After he went away, this was taken over by another Jewish person called Elmer Morris. He had quite a few horses, so did Joe. Sometimes they were in partnership. And there was another one called Harry Morris, who's also passed away. There were the three main Jewish, in Calcutta Raceboat, there were the three main Jewish people, Jewish family in racing. But there were a lot of Jewish people in racing when racing was in Torrigan. Come, I'll take you on to the first floor. Now racing in Torrigan was a Gymkhana racing. Now we don't have, because of the tube railway. It's taken part of the course. So they stopped racing over here. But in the 20s and 30s, a lot of Jewish people had horses that could run in Torrigan as well as in Calcutta. You could say that Torrigan was the cradle,
I see.
and this was like the professional part of racing. Most of the Jewish trainers and jockeys, we didn't have Jewish jockeys as we had Jewish trainers. Racing is the same. There's no difference. There's difference in the quality of people in racing. But racing is not changed. It's the quality of people. When I first started coming over here, unless you wore a hat and a suit for this, you are not allowed to come over here. It's just, you won't see today the people that are coming to racing is not of the same quality. Also the owners. Those owners were sporting owners. These owners are mainly gambling owners. They are, Johnny come latelys, they come for a couple of years, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Eventually they think they're too smart for racing, but racing is too smart for them. And what happens is that after 3, 4 years, 5 years, they all leave racing. But another lot comes in. I told you that Torrigan racing was the nursery. Now this horse, name of the horse was Diamond Link. It belonged to this Joe Joseph. It was an 11-year-old horse. Before, all the horses could run. Now, up to 7 years, if you're of a certain quality, a certain class, you're allowed. Over 7 years, you're allowed. 7, 8, 9, 10. But if you're not in that certain specific class, after 7 years, you're retired. That either means you take it to stud or give it to a breeder or run it in Gymkhana races in say Lucknow. So, the fort used to be Toligans. This diamond link ran over here. The horse won by 7 lengths. He got off the horse and apologized to the owner. He says, Joe, I didn't know I was so far in front. Right? It was not this. To win by 7 lengths was rare. He said, but anyway we'll win again. And he did win again. But he apologized to the owner. Here, if the money is out and he wins by 20 lengths, it doesn't care. They are happy. They are happy. When I started in racing, there was hardly these two Jewish people, Harry Morris and Elmo Morris. Right? They had very good horses. Harry had a horse called Harrow, which was a brilliant horse. Then he had another horse called Lachaim. He said that Lachaim was Lachaim means to life. It's a toast that we Jewish people this on festivals and on the Sabbath, when we drink wine, we say Lachaim, to life. Right? So that horse, he says, whenever I had a gamble on that horse, it worked for me. He had quite a few horses, and this Elmo's best horse was Elmo Morris. His best horse was Robin Hood. Won the Triple Crown. He won the 2,000 guineas. That's a mile race. He won the Derby, which is a 1.5 mile race, 2,400 race. And he won the St. Leger, which is a 1 3/4 mile race, 2,800. 2,800, 2,400 and a mile race, 1,600 meter race, 2,000 this Triple Crown. Now in those, today you win the Triple Crown in a center, you get a bonus, maybe 10 lakhs, maybe 15 lakhs, maybe more, maybe less. But in those days was not. And he came second in the invitation. Now the invitation is a race where the best horses are invited, and it's held in 5 centers. Each center gets, every alternate year. That means every 5 years your turn comes back again. Today, say we have at Calcutta, next is at Bombay, the next is at Madras, the next is at Hyderabad. So all racing centers and the fifth is at, say, Bangalore. All racing centers have a chance to host that, and the best horses are running in the invitation. He came second that year in the invitation. He lost to a horse called Revelation. He came second that year and just lost close. And that year the race was in Calcutta. The invitation was in Calcutta. I remember I was just here. I was watching the race from here, and I remember at the bend you see this one took over. Robin Hood took over and went clear, right? But there was a gap on the rails. You understand? You see, he was not stuck to the rails. So this one Revelation came on the inside and passed him. Now if Revelation had to go on the outside, he would have probably lost the race. He might have still won, but he would have probably lost the race. Right? Because that was this. And he got hurt in the race also. And now you find the Jewish people, even in London, they've always had this passion for racing. Even a person who's got no funds to really have a racehorse, he would like to own a racehorse. It's like in our blood, sporting blood. We'd like to own a racehorse. We might not be able to afford to, but we would like to own a racehorse. So that's why, my friends who came from the States and all, who went away when they were very, very young, it was just the joy of owning a horse or a number of horses. It was not a question of, running horses only for gambling. No. And most of them didn't gamble on their horses. They didn't bet on the horses. They might have had bet means a 5,000 rupees bet, but not a gambling bet which runs into lakhs, 2 lakhs, 5 lakhs. No, it wasn't a gambling. It was just an enjoyment bet. The race course over here, I think at one time, you see, we might have had 5,000 Jewish people in Calcutta. Now 5,000 doesn't sound like much, but the Jewish people live within, say, 1.5 miles, a circumference of 1.5 miles, within that 1.5 miles. That means you're looking at like from, say, Lal Bazaar, Ezra Street. You've heard of Ezra Street? Ezra Street, Lal Bazaar, Beau Bazaar, Central Avenue, right? And Central Avenue, I'm talking about only Beau Bazaar Central Avenue, not like the northern end of Central Avenue, right? We all live within 1.5. At Bentinck Street, we might have had 100 Jewish families living on Bentinck Street itself. On Bentinck Street is this. The very, very rich people would stay in Theatre Road, and some of them in later years went on to Mayfair, Park Street, near the Park Street police station. They had their own houses, and in the old days were all bungalow houses, right? It was a meeting ground for all of us. No, you graduated to your own people. You understand, your own age group, right? And then there were the people who came who were, more involved in racing, having. They were the sort of like the gambling fraternity. Then we had people like us who came only for fun, to pass the time, or even if we didn't have money in our pocket, just to come in and watch racing. It was a Saturday afternoon, from 1 o'clock till about 5 o'clock. We passed the time. We had something to do.